who comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everybody. Let me be just a second. I'm still kind of sharing and do this that quick. And I gotta move this so I can see. Okay. But welcome. Yeah, it is kind of like a daily reprieve. But it's good to have you. I'm gonna call you Dan. You've been on here before. Good to see you, Dan. Still sharing. I'm not moving that fast today. I'm sorry. All right. But we will get started, I promise. It'll look weird and sound weird. So I have, I'm on what's called Restream, and I'm on Facebook and stuff, but I use Instagram also, but it may sound weird. Good morning, Patricia. It is good to see you on Instagram there. You'll still be able to chat, but it won't be in Restream. And I will get started here. I just got a couple more shares. And sharing. Oops, wrong button. If you've been on Facebook, you've probably seen a few things going on, and you know, I tend to. I love AA, but I love it so much. Here, you know, I'm just going to be candid. The meetings in the AA meetings in Colorado are small, and I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. You know, what we do is tough, and I'm not going to get into the whole other side of what I do, but know that I'm fighting the government the government has been told something wrong by some people in recovery that think that they know what they're doing, and really they just want your fucking money. And I'm trying to stop it, and they don't like it when I do that. So they do petty things. They even tried to come after my wife and stuff now. And
Morning.
Hey, Leisure, good to see you. Good to have you. Sammy, good to see you. Get some people going here. I'm waiting on one other person. We'll see if she joins. Never saw the Oh, yeah, the steps and the. I used to have some other stuff up, but I turned it kind of into an AA thing instead. I thought that, you know, I'd be more supportive that way. So last couple days have been kind of, I got to do introductions. Last couple days have been, hi, sweetie. That's my daughter. Kira. That's what I was waiting on. So let's do some introductions. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion, and I will be your host along with Daryl today. Daryl's joining me today.
Hi, everybody.
Shut up. I'm in a much better mood, by the way.
Good.
So if you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch, and I gotta say, go Broncos. All right. So yesterday, I don't know. My thought was, you know, there were some things going on. I don't want to get into all of that, but I decided to shut down my Facebook because It was just getting to be too much, and I was wondering if that was, and I didn't make an announcement on Facebook that I was leaving because you know it's like when you tell people you're going to quit smoking, you don't wanna, because what happens if you end up smoking again? You don't want to hear the bullshit. Uh, we're honest here.
Did that with drinking.
Yeah, it better than drinking. That's right.
Well, I say I did that with drinking
Oh,
112 times.
there you go. Yeah, until we could be fully honest about it. See, and there we are. It's just about being honest. Um, I am going to limit my Facebook very much though, because I get triggers there. But God sent probably the only person in the world that I probably would have listened to this morning. That was my daughter. Because everybody was like, "No, Dion, you kind of need to, you know." And she's like, "Dad, you don't need to shut down. Fuck them. You need to go bigger." So I'm going to. But I said I'm not going to do that unless I have some help. And so she's going to help me with that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to be on TikTok. I'm going to be on Instagram. I'm going to be on all these different places. She's going to help me with it because the hard part is I'm interactive. So I need somebody to cut the bullshit out so I don't see it, so I can do what it is that I need to do. And she's going to help me with that. We'll work on making a little bit of money off of it. And what we're going to do is put it towards helping people out. So.
Are you on TikTok already?
I had TikTok. So when it came to TikTok, I know, because the last time I was on TikTok, I hated it. I had all these people, I was overwhelmed. But if I have somebody that knows how to work it, unlike me, then it could be something that, and we can help more people out. So
I have never gone live on TikTok. I could, but I just never have.
yeah. Now the only reason that I'm gonna keep Facebook, and the reason I'm going to is I have 3 or 4 friends that watch me from Facebook, and if that means that I just need to have those 3, 4 friends on there so they can watch the Facebook, then that's what I'll do. But I'm not going to cut off my friends either. That's not cool. I can't. So that's the other reason. And I have some readings, and that does. So let's kind of get to the topical kind of thing on why we don't give up. Why do we? Yeah, and I appreciate because Leisure saying cut the cord. Fuck, fuck Facebook. But I have friends there, and I'm not willing to go away from my friends. Not only that, but the Trudging Together group helps people, and and if people want to continue to mark my stuff sexual or whatever, the only thing that seems to happen is I get bigger now, or we get bigger. Let me rephrase that. I also wanted to thank everybody that that reached out to make sure that I was doing okay. That helped me make the decision that I need to do more. Not necessarily more, but maybe in a better way or in a different way. So, not only that, but if I have a chance to do something with my daughter, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it, right? So I'm going to go into action here. And let's get to the big book because not everything is about how Dion is going. So there may be some wrongs we can never fully right. We don't worry about them if we can honestly say to ourselves that we could right them if we could. Some people cannot be seen. We send them a letter. And there may be a valid reason for postponement in some cases, but we do not delay if there can be avoided. We should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humbling without being servile, scraping. At God's people, we stand on our own 2 feet. We don't crawl before anyone, and that's where I was trying to get to. See, my real reliance is upon my higher power. It's upon my God. When it comes down to it, I don't have any real power. I don't. I mean, I can influence, I can talk, I can help. But it's always easier to not. here's the thing, and we kind of covered it a little bit. Once we say, hey, yes, my name is Dion and I am an alcoholic, something is going to start. Things are going to start moving because you've admitted something out loud, and it's something you can't take back. It's hard to take back. And recovery is probably going to be the hardest thing that you ever do, because now we don't have those substances to rely on. We don't have those substances to rely on to make us feel better. So what are we going to do with all this stuff that's coming at us? Let go, let God. Understanding that things belong where they belong. Absolutely. Leisure says, I have Facebook resentment. I love you, brother. And what you bring to the table Thank you. I appreciate that. And they says humility is vital. And that is a big thing for me. I don't, I just want to be another member of the herd too, like everybody else. We all want to feel wanted and needed and loved. And when we come to the program and find unconditional love, even though that's something that we want, it could be kind of confusing because we may never have received unconditional love before. And it could be a lonely place. But the benefits that come with all of it, and I'd really like to talk about principles before personalities, not about other people, but with what we do. Um, we have formed a kind of a large group of people with the same intentions, and the intention is that we want to help as many alcoholics as we can. That's the intention. I mean, helping one person a day is where it's at, and that's where I go. But if I can help more than that, then I kind of want to put the effort into doing that. And what we're doing is we're not going around saying, hey, you should do it this way. What we're doing is we're doing it by example and saying, hey, this is what we do. And if you want it and you want to be a part of it, we're more than happy to tell you what it is that we do for a better life. What is principles before personalities? What do you think? What do you think on principles before personalities, Daryl?
For me,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how do I put that? What? Kind of like the Constitution, man. It's like I took an oath to defend that thing, regardless of whether I agree with it or not. It's the principle of the thing. So there might be something that I might disagree with, but overall, if somebody's right or somebody's privileged to feel that way, act that way, do those things.
Yeah.
We use an example like in a meeting. It's like if somebody brings up a topic that I don't care for, doesn't matter. I'm in that meeting and it's not my meeting.
Yeah. I think last night's meeting was a great example of what we do. We're finding that the meeting, it feels so comfortable that people
open up.
I mean, and I can understand why, because finally they found a place where they feel comfortable enough to share their feelings. Great job, God. Thank you for that. So, but now we have to put a timer in so that we can keep it a little bit more, and these are the growing pains that we kind of go through, but it's always progress.
Well, I knew at some point we were going to have to do that. If we're going to grow, we're going to have to set some kind of a time limit on a share, or we're going to be there for 3 hours.
Yeah. So, and we might as well do that now so that we're used to it.
Yeah. Just make it the routine.
I don't blame you, I have a principle that I don't like being punched in the jaw, pinned down when I'm defending my husband's Yeah, I hear you. It is a principle before a personality. I'm really sorry you went through that. I really am. Um, Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all of our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles for personalities. Now, that's a little different than what we've been talking about. What that kind of means is that sorry, I got a text and then it threw me off, and I can only think one thought at the moment because it's Sunday and I don't turn on my brain on Sundays. Go Broncos. The only thing I know is go Broncos. Right? Ever reminds place principles before person. It means I can't go tell your story. That's what that essentially means. Hey, did you hear what, you know, and we don't do that.
Billy Joe Bob did or said.
Yeah. We're going to say, hey, it, in AA, it's more like, okay, sponsor, this person did that and it upset me. Okay, what is it that you were doing? See, now we're working principles before personalities. We're saying, hey, you know what? That person disturbed me, but maybe, just maybe, I'm doing it too. A spot it, you got it, you know. And some people, so there's a principle behind every single step. So when we say principles before personalities, that's what we're talking about. I'm going to open this one up because it's hot. So quite often, I think principles before personality also equals unconditional love. That, hey, this person's going through this, and maybe what they're saying is kind of triggering me in my own shit. But whose problem is that? That's my problem. That's my problem. Even yesterday, with people doing whatever, it was still my problem. You were saying something. Go ahead, man.
I don't know that I'm 100% on board with that, because I found, like, when I was doing my more than one 4-step, but I found that there were times things did happen to me that were beyond my control. I didn't set myself up, blah, blah, blah. They might be in the minority of actions, but they do exist.
Sure, they exist. There are things that happen. There are things that happen that are beyond my control. Yet, if I allow those people to make me angry, then I may go out there and hurt other people.
Sometimes principles and boundaries conflict with each other.
Yeah, that's where pride and boundaries go. Don't, and that's what I was kind of going through yesterday. I had to figure it out. That's why I talked to, I don't know, a gazillion different people. By the end of the night, I was like, okay, it is what it is. Tomorrow's a new day. I woke up. My daughter's like, and she was there. So I just, I'm not sure where I'm even going with that. So,
just going with it.
yeah. And it's nothing personal. It's just sometimes when you're here, it throws me off because for 7 years, I was alone. So I'm getting used to it.
Sorry, bro.
I'm getting used to it. Yeah. Don't leave though, because I got to get used to it. Well, let's maybe go more into tradition 12 and see what we got. Right. Let's just go to the end. Let's just start at the beginning. All right. The spiritual substance of anonymity is sacrifice. Because AA's 12 traditions repeatedly ask us to give up personal desires for the common good. We realize that the sacrificial spirit, well symbolized by anonymity, is the foundation of them all. It is AA's proved willingness to make these sacrifices that gives people their high confidence in the future. And that's a lot of what we were just talking about is, I understand that I can be a very selfish person. And it doesn't matter what's going on. I'm being selfish. The question is, am I being the right selfish? Am I, because I can be selfish about God's word. Things beyond me, it's not my business, so I let God. Yep. In the beginning, it's going to say, I would have to say one of the things that I had a hard time with giving up was my time. And that was something that I had to sacrifice, my personal time, right? There are times when I'm taking my own time, but my phone rings and it's another alcoholic, and I got to pick up that phone. Because it's God saying, hey, Dion, I need you, and I'm going to pick up that phone. But the benefits that come with it, after a while, you don't even notice that it's sacrifice. What else do we call it? We call it service work. For us, it's service work. It's just getting out of ourselves so that my brain isn't doing all this other shit so I can heal. When I get out of myself, when I help others, I tend to have a better attitude with other people. When I'm not running around trying to buttonhole everybody with my own ideas, I'm doing better. I'm finding that balance in there. So, but in the beginning, anonymity was not born of confidence. It was a child of our early fears. Our first nameless groups of alcoholics were secret societies. New prospects could only find us through a few trusted friends. The bare hint of publicity, even of our work, shocked us. Though ex-drinkers, we still thought we had to hide from the public distrust and contempt. But what ended up happening was actually a worldwide acceptance. Those same people that do stigma are the same people that, now we just call them bombers or stalkers. It really hasn't changed much. It is a little bit better known, which I appreciate. But there's still a lot of misnomers about AA and stuff. So, I think I'm gonna wrap this one out. Went through the announcement, and my head is still going a little bit quicker than my mouth today. So, yeah. Unless there was anything else you wanted to add, Daryl. Yeah, I'm over here. I probably will go live again.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. So,
kind of off topic, but on topic. Just know that in TikTok, there will be a flood of bombers.
yes.
There's no way to. You have to have. It's generally from what because I join in. I do a couple of recovery lives and stuff like that, or I join them. And they usually have mods so they can block out those as it goes. But there's going to be a ton of them.
Oh, I know. I went live once on TikTok. I'm like, fuck that. That's the thing. I'm an interactive person. So
But there's a lot of.
I try and put it up. And that's where my daughter's coming in. She's my mod.
There's a lot of sobriety on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's a whole community of it.
That's what she was saying. She's saying, Dad, Facebook is not the place you need to be. But TikTok always felt, and I said, I am more than willing if you can help me. And she's like, I've been trying to help you for months. I'm like, okay, I got it.
Yeah. TikTok is a huge platform in it. And I mean, I've been in sobriety lives where there's 800 people in it.
Okay. Wow.
But the other bad part about that is trying to read what everybody's saying because it goes so quick.
Yeah. And I think that's why, what I'm going to have to do is not just be able to see chat, and then I'll let her just, we'll figure it out.
Right. I mean, and you can add people and what have you and blah, blah, blah. Invite people to be live with you. It's just the press of a button. It's really simple.
Yeah. I'll probably keep it separate from this too.
I would
Um,
feed it into whatever you can. Well, TikTok is kind of exclusive. I don't
there's
know
no,
that you can
I
feed
don't
it to
think that
outside.
stream to TikTok, so
Huh?
I'll have to find out. I'll have
Yeah.
to,
Oh, yeah. The
it
best
won't
way
be,
to do that is to do that.
yeah, I
Anyway,
can figure it out right now. Restream to TikTok. Yep, you sure can, but it'll probably be an RTMP, which means I will not see chat. So I'll figure it out. That's easy stuff.
well, you kind of
I
want
will
to see
do
chat
it today though. So
because people are going to ask questions, what have you. You're going to want to respond to that. So you're going to want to see some of that.
yeah. There's a couple things that'll be tied to it, and yeah. So I think the main point of this is, sometimes you're gonna go through life and you're doing really good, and there's forces out there that don't want it, and they're not always people. So we're AA, so I'm not gonna talk about that side. I don't know why we don't talk about the devil in AA. We talk about God, but maybe it just feels too religion-y.
I don't know. I think indirectly sometimes we do.
See, there she goes. She gave a good explanation. Reading the comments on lives is needed so you can create a relationship with your viewers, but the trolls and haters I can block. All right. And that's my daughter. She's the female version of me.
You're going to
And
be busy.
but she knows TikTok a lot better than me. And I'm
Good.
always going to do that if I trust somebody, and I trust my daughter with my life. So,
Of course.
yeah. Yeah, we become very, very close. Kira, if you don't mind, people. So I wasn't always there for Kira. I was an absentee father. And we've gone through a lot of stuff together, and there's a lot of people out there that don't want us to have a relationship. And I'm really proud of the fact that we have not listened to that, and our relationship has gotten, heck, over the last 6-7 months, it's gotten so much better. And it's one of the joys. It's one of those things where if you don't give up, then those are the things that happen for you. God will give you gifts. At one point, I had to accept the fact that I may never see my daughter again, and that was really hard. And part of that was on me. So we sat down and we had to have what I did is I gave all of my kids the chance to sit down with me, and I was to shut my fucking mouth and listen. No replying. Nope, not until I was told that I was allowed to speak. And she was out of my 4 kids. She was the only one that took me up on it. I'm closer to her than I am any of my kids now, because we were able to get that shit off of our chests. And now, and we didn't do water under the bridge. We confronted our fucking snakes together. And now I finally feel like I got my little girl back in my life, and it's something that just makes me shit fucking happy. I love it. So thought I ended
Good
on
stuff, man.
yeah. And she's gonna surpass my ass. Which I want. I've told all my kids, I think I've told all of them. I want them to surpass me, and I'm gonna set the bar high. And they'll do it too. they'll surpass me. So all right, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it.
Peace, brother. Love you.
Kind of a hard one. I'm still feel pretty vulnerable. So
Have a good day, everybody. Probably
same.
see you at some point throughout the day.
Yep, somewhere. That's right, Kira. See? I love it. And I love you. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I don't know that Facebook worked, but I don't give a fuck. All right. I love you.
Peace.
Peace out. And have a day.